Hello everybody and welcome back to another video where today we are doing something a little bit different. Like usual by this point is pretty much the standard. So actually for those of you who are familiar with this game, I'm playing Kerbal Space Program. This is by far one of my favourite space games out there. So yeah, we're going to do a Mün mission today, as you can see by the title of this craft. As you can see here, I'm making the lander with a few solar panels and batteries just in the actual vehicle. Now, here I'm just putting the separators onto this. If I'm being honest with you, I'm not the best at building KSP rockets. I mean, I can't even dock yet. So I'm quite embarrassed about that. It's not very nice for me. But I can get to the Mün now quite easily, but I still can't get to Minmus, which is ridiculous. And any of you who know, Minmus is the actual first destination for many people. But anyway, on with that. Now you can see here, making the main ascent stage. So actually, if I'm being honest, I was actually I watched some of a tutorial while I was building this, because I wanted to make a basic one, so that some of you who are beginners at the game, like me, will actually be able to follow along and possibly even land on the Mün without blowing up, but I did blow up quite a lot originally. So yeah, there was a lot of quick saving in this. But here, adding the side boosters, and there we go. Just putting Jebediah in there, and we are launching. Here we are. As you can see there, the flag fluttering in the wind, and we have an elegant takeoff there, quite steady. Unlike when I usually add too many boosters, usually solid rocket. Anyway, so here we are, nice cockpit view there, just speeding up the actual ascent until you get to the re-entry heating, or I get to the re-entry heating, don't know why I said that. But a nice clean separation of the side boosters, and the main swivel engine has been activated. Here we are in the map view. Just checking how high our apoapsis is and getting ready to perform the orbital manoeuvre. Not much to say about this at the moment. Getting ready, as I said. I think I'm going to go into the map view in a second and check again. At this point I really should have started flying more horizontally. I don't know if that's the correct way to say that. So, here we are, just making the manoeuvre node that will get us into an equatorial Kerbin orbit. Very nice. Big words. So there we go, that's done, I guess. And now we can just turn to face the manoeuvre node and just wait until we actually get there. Jeb looking very happy in the corner there. I wonder if he'll smile in a minute, but he seems to be waving his hands about a lot, so I wonder if he's saying, hey, I can see my house from here. So here we are, just performing the orbital manoeuvre. So yeah, just another stage separation there, went by quite quickly. And there we go. Hey, that's actually alright. Now, we will just wait a bit, because why not? Just flying around Kerbin, creating our Mün encounter. Now, for those of you who don't actually know how to do that, the way I do it is literally go into the map view, point the camera against the orbit, against your craft's orbit, and make it so that you can just see the Mün over the horizon, create the manoeuvre node there, and basically fly prograde, those of you who don't know, which is basically flying forward towards the Mün, and that will get you your encounter. Anyway, I've talked right over going to the Mun, actually. No, I haven't. We are going to the Mun now. I talked over the encounter with the Mun and our manoeuvre node to get an equatorial Mun orbit. Now, actually, is it Mun? Really? I mean, because sometimes you see like the Mun written down with spelt M-U with an umlaut over it and N. And that would actually be pronounced moon. So, but then you go into the map view and click on the Mun, and it is Mun. So, bit of debate over that, but what can you say? I'm going to call it the Mun because that's the most popular. But anyway, here we are, actually landing. I skipped ahead because it was basically the same thing over and over again. So here we are, touching down, and quite violent, actually, falling down there, that last metre or so. But anyway, Jebediah Kerman on his EVA. Now, for those eagle-eyed among you, you may have noticed that there are no satellites in orbit, and that is because this is the first mission in this save. Now, it is actually a sandbox save, because I'm not very good at the game, as I've said before, so I tend to just fly to the Mun whenever I can, or put a few satellites in orbit, or maybe put a few Gemini spacecrafts in orbit, because why not? Anyway, Jebediah just walking over here, and acrobatics, gracefully, oh, never mind, not gracefully trying to do a front flip. So here we are, just equipping the EVA pack and flying over to this structure. Now that's actually like 5 kilometers away. I just wondered what that was on the descent, so I just flew over. And anyway, I think, here we go, planting the flag here, gracefully fluttering in the solar wind. Unless Kerbin doesn't have any solar wind, but it would do. It's a star. But anyway, naming it Lunar Crater Edge because that is where we are. As I said, that is where we are. So just a few cinematic shots. So here we go, Jeb right there. And there is Jeb, graceful as ever. And here we go, just jumping, or not, or floating into the command pod. And here we are, about to take off again. 3, 2, 1. I was a bit late, but anyway. So for those of you who don't know, and this might be your first ever Mun mission, basically what you want to do is fly up, wait about 2 to 5 seconds, and just start flying flat, like I've done here. This footage is time-lapse, so don't actually follow at the same speed because you will probably crash. Here we are though, just flying up a bit because I was flying a bit low. So anyway, here we go, and we have, I'd say, a good Mun apoapsis, flying straight over the Mun launch site. So that would be quite nice, and we do actually see it. I'll try to zoom in on it when we pass over it. We will be able to see it any minute now. Just wanting to time warp over it, and you can, not quite. We are playing it back quite quickly. So just plotting the manoeuvre to get out of the Mun sphere of influence, or Moon sphere of influence. You guys, please let me know in the comments what you think it is. But just for argument's sake, I'm going to say Mun, because it's usually M-U-N. Here we go, anyway, the final approach to Kerbin of this mission, and our final manoeuvre node, and here we go. Just watching it grow in the window, or attempting to, failing. At this point I realised that the solar panels wouldn't actually fold in, so I just had to let them. And actually I was very, very worried at that point, because I thought that the command pod would crash into the command, what would that be? Service, no. Landing pod, there we go. But thankfully not. This footage now is very, very dark because, well, we are on the dark side of Kerbin. So the parachute is actually deployed, you probably can't see that, and fully deployed. So, anyway, here we are at the end of the video. I hope you guys have enjoyed just as much as I have playing this with the amount of quick saving. So yeah, see you guys in the next one. As us YouTubers have to say now, please subscribe, smash that like button. See ya!